Let me start with an uncomfortable question. If you earn more today than you did 3 or 5 years ago, why doesn't life feel financially easier? Not dramatically better, not calmer, just slightly more expensive. For most people, this isn't a budgeting failure. It's something deeper and quieter. Imagine a fairly normal situation. You're in your late 20s or early 30s. You live in the US, Germany, the UK, or somewhere similar. You earn, say, the equivalent of $70,000 a year. After taxes and social contributions, that becomes roughly $4,000 a month. Rent or mortgage take $1,400, utilities and internet take $200, your car payment or transit pass costs $400, insurance, phone, subscriptions, another $300. Before food or savings, you're already around $2,300 gone. Add groceries, occasional eating out, clothes, gifts, small trips, and suddenly you're spending $3,500 a month. On paper, you earn well. In reality, you're one unexpected expense away from stress. This is extremely common and rarely discussed honestly. The hidden mistake. Most people assume they have a money problem. They think, if I just earned a bit more, this would work. But earning more rarely fixes this, because the real issue isn't income. It's that lifestyle quietly expands to absorb whatever income arrives. Not recklessly, not irresponsibly, just gradually. A nicer apartment because you deserve it now, a newer car because the old one feels out of place, monthly payments because they feel manageable. Nothing feels extreme, which is exactly why it's dangerous. Simple math, real cost. Let's take one example, the car. A $450 monthly car payment feels normal, but that's $5,400 a year. Over 5 years, that's $27,000 after tax. To earn that $27,000 net, you likely needed to make closer to $40,000 before tax. That's not transportation, that's a lifestyle tax. And most people have several of these: cars, subscriptions, upgrades, convenience spending, quietly draining future options. Psychology behind it. The reason this happens isn't stupidity, it's psychology. Humans measure success socially, not mathematically. We compare lifestyles, not balance sheets. We copy what looks normal around us. And modern society has normalized permanent payments. Monthly costs feel small. Long-term consequences feel abstract. So we optimize for comfort now and unintentionally sacrifice freedom later. Long-term impact if ignored. Here's the quiet cost. When most of your income is committed, your future becomes fragile. You can't walk away from a bad job. You can't reduce hours. You can't take a risk or even rest without anxiety. Not because you're bad with money, but because your lifestyle requires constant income. That's not poverty, but it's not freedom either. It's financial dependence disguised as success. Shift in perspective. How financially intelligent people think. Financially intelligent people don't obsess over money. They obsess over flexibility. They don't ask, can I afford this monthly? They ask, what does this commit me to? They understand that wealth isn't about having nicer things, it's about having fewer forced decisions. Their lifestyle grows slower than their income, intentionally. Not to punish themselves, but to keep future choices open. Conclusion: calm and logical. So most people don't have a money problem. They have a lifestyle that quietly demands everything they earn and more than they realize. Once you see that clearly, without guilt or fear, you can start making calmer, more deliberate decisions. Not dramatic ones, just honest ones. If this perspective helped you think more clearly about money and lifestyle, consider subscribing or liking the video.